Now, we talked a bit about bullying situations with adults, and you know, sometimes people learn from anecdotal information, and we want to talk a little bit about the kids and a particular story that you have dealt with a client of yours.
Yeah, so it's actually a friend of mine. It happened just this past week. So what I was going to prepare, we're going to put that aside, and because I think people really connect with stories. So a friend of mine this past week, she has a 12-year-old son, and she was looking at his phone, and in the phone, she happened to see a text that came from a girl, not a girlfriend, but just a friend who's female from his class, basically stating in the text that she's feeling very sad, feeling very depressed, she's cutting, and she wants to kill herself. So this happened this past week. So my friend is obviously extremely distraught, doesn't really know what to do. And then, so here in that particular case, what does a parent do? Right. So what does a parent do? Because this kind of stuff that we're all going to face at some point. Really, we are.
I have no idea what I would do in a situation like that.
So here's exactly with what I'd actually be recommending. This is what I told her, and this is what I'd be recommending. Confidentiality, I love when friends actually hold everything between themselves. The only time you want to break that rule is when somebody is going to hurt themselves. They're either thinking about hurting themselves or they have already hurt themselves. So in that case, confidentiality goes out the window. As a professional, but as a parent too. Okay, so what I would recommend, and this is what I recommended to her, talk to her son, let her son know that you actually saw the text, so you have that kind of open dialogue. Find out what's actually happening with that, and then depending on how well you actually know the mother, the parent needs to know that this has actually happened. So if you already know that, in her case, she didn't really know the mother that particularly well. If you feel like you already have that kind of relationship, you can actually pick up the phone and actually call the mother saying, here's what I don't know if you know about this, but here's with what's actually happened. If you don't really know the parent or you don't think the parent's going to respond well, and the kids actually are attending the same school, then I would actually call the school.
Okay. You got to take those steps.
You have to take those steps, because I just heard about a child committing suicide last week in a school that I'm going to be speaking at next week. Like, cutting is actually incredibly popular. I know we haven't done an entire show. It is very, very popular for teenagers, and it's usually there's so much pain that they're actually experiencing that they don't actually know with what to do. The key thing is, as a parent and as a professional, it's not our job to assess, do they really mean it? Are they really going to do it? Are they just kind of doing this for attention? That's not our job. Our job is to do something about it. Our job is to report it. So you either have to tell it to the parent or you actually tell the school, but you need a third party to actually take that information.
Okay, the cutting thing we're going to have to deal with in a future, because what would you say is the age range of kids that are engaging in that kind of behavior?
You know what, it's interesting, because I've been practicing for 18 years. I actually found in the first 2 years, it really as young as I'd say grade 6.
Okay.
And it basically is a sign that a child has got a lot of pain. They need a counselor. They need somebody to kind of really help. But the good thing is that there's help available, but we have to do something about it.
For sure. Okay, really good advice, and I'm happy you shared the story. Sometimes that's all it takes, right, to help people. All right, let's go to break. We've got more coming up. Stay with us.